The ninth president in the Ranking the President series is William Henry Harrison, and this is a very difficult one to put in the rubric of five: growth, finances, international politics, war, security, and did they leave the country better or worse, because William Henry Harrison only survived a month into his presidency. We do not look at anything before the presidency or after the presidency. There's certainly a lot of arguments that could be made that William Henry Harrison would have been a very good president. A lot of the things he said in his inaugural address were very positive and were things that I think would make someone hopeful that they would have a good presidency. I think him coming in, understanding the mistakes that Jackson and Van Buren made was certainly a positive. Jackson and Van Buren absolutely left him a total mess. But he was only there for a month, and really there's only three things of consequence I think I could find that I could argue, and one of them is really a stretch. But let's go through the three things of consequence. The first was he was actively working the entire month he was president to replace Jackson's political flaky appointments, and he was actively looking for people who were good quality people. It was one thing that his successor said about him. Talyor said when he left that was the one thing he did, and it seemed like he was very focused on that. He worked a lot of long hours. Good for him. Don't know how that would have worked out. He was only there for a month and really didn't hire anybody. I mean, he hired some people, but that's not a significant enough change. Second thing was he decided to not listen to Clay and call an emergency session of Congress. I think that's neutral. I don't necessarily the economy was in bad shape. Clay was trying to hold the emergency session of Congress because maybe it was a power trip. Maybe he actually was our debt is really, really bad. We have to get Congress in to do things. He said, no, I don't think it was a consequential thing one way or the other. But the third thing that he did was absolutely consequential and was something that had long lasting effects, and those effects were negative. This would be a bit of a spoiler for the next president. He picked John Tyler to be his vice president, meaning John Tyler became the president, and he was a very, very bad president. We will discuss him at length when his turn comes up, but he was a bad president, and the only thing I can look at William Henry Harrison for doing is picking a successor who was very, very bad, I cannot rate him very highly. So, on the list we have, he's going to be number 9. He is going to be below Jackson and Van Buren because at least they have some positive things I can point to offset the horrible things they did. Really, the only thing William Henry Harrison did that had a lasting impact was pick someone who turned out to be a horrible president. So that's where he falls on the list. One fun fact about William Henry Harrison, because this is going to be a very short one. It is likely, based on current science and studies, that he did not die of what the flu that they thought he died of, that he actually likely died of some sort of dysentery because the White House water source was set up downstream from the Washington, D.C. sewer system. History is awkward.